In this one, we are going to discuss about the purchase claim process. Purchase claim process means to have a consistency between the supplier invoice copy and as well as invoice is booking in our D365 F&O. End of the day, both the invoices should be matching. To have that matching policy, we already have the three-way matching policy, but sometimes supplier invoice copy will be the different of the whatever we have received. So just to match the uh, purchase invoice in our D365 purchase invoice in our F&O with the supplier invoice copy, we have introduced this purchase claims process, where purchase claim process will help us just to match the supplier balance in our F&O with the supplier invoice exactly. For that purpose, in the PO invoice level, we have added the we have added the fields to capture the supplier invoice information: how much is the quantity, how much is the price, and how much is the amount. Once those information has been updated, then system will automatically calculate the differences between the claim type, and it will post the charges again to adjust that line amount. So instead of disturbing the standard product receipt postings, we are adjusting that difference amounts through the charges. And once the PO has been posted, automatically claims invoice journal will be posted for the difference, so that there will be a separate invoice for the claims, nothing but the return order will be processed for that term. So for that one, there are certain prerequisites for the claim process, which is there in the accounts payable parameters, where we will define, we have a, based on the scenarios, we have a charge types: quantity claim, price claim, and as well as the price benefit. For each type, what is the charge code which has to be added, that is the here. For the quantity, we will use the quantity claim, and for the price benefit, this is the claim, and for the other scenario, this is the charge code has to be applied. And once the PO has been posted, we need to set it up the invoice journal. So that invoice journal lookup has to be specified. And for the claims invoice journal, the invoice number sequence has to be set it up like existing invoice plus, based on the claim type, we will decide whether it's a quantity claim or that journal number sequence we will set it up here for the voucher series. And next, when it comes to the charges posting, to adjust the differences, those differences we are parking it in a clearing account. Initially, supplier balance will be adjusted and it will park it in a clearing account. In the claims invoice journal posting, the balance will be nullified from the clearing account. So for the price and as well as for the quantity and those differences, system will park it in a one clearing account. And if it's a benefit, then it should be adjusted for our inventory because of the cost pricing thing. Okay, these are the prerequisites. Now I'm just going to the purchase order process. I have already created the one purchase order. I'm just going with the purchase orders received but not invoiced. I'm just opening it. Then we are going for the invoice. There our claim process will start. Generate invoice. Update the invoice information, invoice number, invoice date, and here are the fields which will need to be updated to capture the supplier invoice information: supplier quantity, supplier unit price, supplier net amount. By default, these fields will be pre-filled with the PO information. Now, to match it with the exact supplier information, these fields are editable. Okay, First one is the happy scenario, I'm not touching anything. Second one is the same thing, first one. And the third one is the quantity claim. So supplier has given us 11 quantity by mistakenly, and now we need to adjust the supplier quantity and the net amount. Either net amount can be added or unit price also can be changed, anything. Once we have changed the values here, system will automatically calculate the claim type based on the figures we are entering in the quantity and as well as the net amount. System will automatically calculate the difference, adjust the differences, whether it's a quantity claim or whether it's a price claim. First one I have made it as the price difference, then it was calculating that as a price claim, and the supplier has given us the pre-filling the invoice information. Based on whatever the information we have updated, it will calculate whether this is the price claim or it's a price benefit. It's based on the transaction type. We can able to see the differences. What is the difference again is the each thing. And to have the validation, in the header level we have added a one field net amount exclusive of tax. In the supplier invoice level, whatever is the net amount exclusive tax figure, that should be entered by the value. So this total and as well as this line total, whatever we have entered in the supplier information, if both are not matching, system will not allow us to post. Once the posting has been happened, system will calculate the charges against this each line of an item. Charges is calculated and claims invoice journal will be posted for the differences. Only in the case of the price benefit only it will hit our inventory for the cost issues. Otherwise, every time we are inflating the supplier balance just to have that return order, so that by this one at least a supplier invoice will be exactly matching with the invoice in our D365. When we are making a payment to the supplier, this invoice value minus our claims is the net value which we are going to pay to the supplier remittance. I will just post this one so we can see the postings. Invoice has been posted. We'll see the accountings. This is the invoice, and if you go to the lines values, against each line what is the claims journal and for the differences, and if we click go to the line level charges, we can see that the difference has been posted for the price claim, and again is the price claim, again is that line whatever is the tax information is there, the same information will be flow to the charges code, and the system will post for the charges as well. Then same thing, and if it's go for the quantity claim, the same information will be just posted. and against each line there will be charges. All these claims will be posted in the claims journal, which has been added here in the lines. We click on this claims journal. It will take us to the claims invoice, whatever has been posted exactly, for the difference, for the quantity and as well as for the price. It's based on the transaction type. This is how differences will be knocked off against this one. And when it comes to the supplier remittance, we are going to pay the net of balance. Net of balance means invoice value after the claims balance. This is how claims can be added against the POs to match the invoice in the F&O with the supplier invoice in case of any differences between the both. And if you want to pass the returns against the claims, then this claims process can be used.